Hey, what are we doing in a spooky cave? It's a month too early to be in this sort of place. Well, this is Mystic Cave Zone, and Hilltop was my favorite area in the game. This one I like, but to be honest, it's kind of the last good stage in Sonic 2, so savor it while it lasts. You might also notice that Tails is here this time around. Yep, they've finally met up, and now they're going to proceed through the zone together. Well, not really. Tails doesn't exactly do much, other than get killed a whole lot. He's very good at that. Basically, he just follows your movement, but he's like a second delayed. And unfortunately, that's also true in the special stages, but we'll get to that soon. Those lightning bugs are completely invincible when they're flashing, as evidenced by the fact that even if you're invincible and you walk into them, they just won't die until they stop doing their attack. So yeah, that is very annoying, especially when they decide to just stand in your way, or float in your way rather. Be careful around those crates because they can crush you while they're moving around, and it's actually a fairly common occurrence, and really special stage. We got it in Act 1 for the first time in quite a while, and oh, I do not like this color scheme. Alright, so, the nice thing about having Tails along is, whereas things were kind of strict, not exactly, I think it's the same number of rings, but it feels like you didn't really have much of a margin for error when you're playing as a solo character. With Tails along, though, he'll collect any rings you miss. The problem is, he will lose the rings when he gets hit by mines. So even though you have a partner character here, unless you're very good at maneuvering him, and again, he is on a delay, you are going to want to still collect all of the rings yourself. Because while Tails can collect a lot of the rings, unfortunately, yeah, he is pretty much always going to lose them. So, yeah, unfortunately, we still kind of have to hog them all to ourselves. And of course, it's another ceiling segment, and Tails is collecting a fair few of these, and I don't like that because of moments like that. Oh yeah, by the way, every time you jump, I think Tails actually moves in front of you, but the thing is, generally, he will just jump and then you'll be in front again, but if for some reason he doesn't jump and then you end up in the back, well, prepare to lose because Tails is just going to run into everything because he's in front of you. Well, he'll collect everything from you first, then he'll run into everything. Oh yeah, and that was me jumping into a mine but not getting hurt because I've got great timing or something. But yeah, that definitely happened to me once, and in this very playthrough, but thankfully I think it only happened once. I think it was because maybe I jumped just as he jumped into a mine? No, that wasn't it. Maybe I ran into a mine and he jumped, and that was the case. And I'll actually forget how that happened, but who cares about that? We got what would normally be the last Chaos Emerald, but we're just getting the normal Sonic Got a Chaos Emerald screen. Okay, we already know there's a 7th Chaos Emerald. I said that from the very beginning. Yes, there is a 7th Chaos Emerald, unlike the first game, and we'll be getting that one in the next zone. Though meanwhile, I hear Robotnik's been looking around this cave for Chaos Emeralds, or just one at this point, I guess. Nobody actually told Robotnik that they were in special stages, so he decided to dig through a zone to get one. That's one of the only things I remember from the Sega Smash Pack 2, or I guess technically speaking that was probably the Sonic 2 manual, just in a text file, but oh wow, that was lucky because those things can crush you, but yeah, that's the other thing I remember other than the Mega Mac from Chemical Plant, is the fact that Eggman is here this time because he's looking for Chaos Emeralds. So we'll have to keep in mind that he's going to be digging about through here. Alright, welcome to Act 2, home of the famous pit. There is a pit in here, those little vine switches that you can grab. Yeah, if you jump past one of them, you'll fall into a spike pit. And there's no way out of said spike pit, and if you happen to be invincible for some reason or another, say you're invincible for an extended period of time, well, you gotta wait it out until you lose that invincibility, because until then you'll just be invincible on top of spikes and you can do nothing about it. And unfortunately, it is a very, very easy switch to miss. Like, I almost always fall for that trap. I just go whizzing right by the switch. I think I might take a different path from that one, though. Like, I don't encounter it at all, if I remember correctly. But anyway, that is that. The rest of the zone, though, I still think is pretty good. Level design is overall pretty good, and of course, I love the music. It's a pretty catchy song, and that unfortunately is a little bit annoying, though. You kind of have to jump off the vine onto the platform, which isn't always possible. And other than the annoying lightning bug, the enemies really aren't too bad in this zone. There's the blue worm thing, which can catch you by surprise, but you can usually see him coming. Yeah, see, you saw him hiding right there, right? He is fairly fast if you don't notice him immediately, but that's really the only problem, just noticing him immediately. Other than that, you should be fine. And of course, you always want to be careful when you're being lured by a vine, because generally, they put spikes down to prevent you from rushing. You know, the thing you want to do in a Sonic game. Oh yeah, the other reason that one pit I mentioned is annoying is because Tails might grab the vine and then lift it up and then you'll go flying. But anyway, that's not important now, we missed that vine completely. And now we have to face Robotnik. The rocks normally don't hurt you. The stalactites, however, will. You know, because they're kind of spiky and all that. I would kind of figure they would hurt. Plus, it would be very hard to actually avoid getting hit if the rocks themselves hurt, which, to be fair, they should. It's still rocks falling from the ceiling, and oh, thanks, Tails, he actually helped there. So he's not too bad, just steer clear of those drills, and make sure to avoid the stalactites. They do fall fairly fast, but as long as you keep an eye out, you should be good. Well, that's it for Mystic Cave Zone. Next time on Sonic 2, well, BP. Next time on Sonic 2, BP screws up again.